Welcome back to Big Purple Couch, and joining us here on the couch is VP of University Affairs, Pat Searle. You're no stranger to Big Purple Couch. Welcome back.
Well, thank you so much.
And we're talking today about the university tuition grants. Now, for people who don't even know what that is, why don't you give us a little rundown of what's going on with that?
Sure. So in the October election for our province, the Liberals ran on a promise to provide a tuition grant of 30% off the average tuition.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks ago, they launched it. And what it means for students is that if you meet certain eligibility requirements, you can receive $800 back this semester. And then in the new year, if you're still within 4 years out of high school, you can get $1,600 off of your tuition. So this is a great step forward in showing that our government is investing in post-secondary education.
That's awesome. Who's eligible for this grant? Is it only full-time students, part-time students?
Yeah,
Who's
so
eligible?
the website to check out information is ontariotuitiongrant.ca. There you'll find out if you're eligible, but basically if you're an Ontario student, if you're a Canadian resident, if your parents make less than $160,000 a year, and if you're a full-time student within 4 years of high school, you're good to go. So out of 600,000 students in Ontario who are attending post-secondary education institutions, over 300,000 are eligible, so 1 in every 2. And what the USC and our provincial organization, USA, the Ontario Undergraduate Student Alliance, is working towards is expanding the grant so that more students who are attending either university or college in our province can get the grant.
Nice.
Awesome.
And I know if you're in OSAP, it's already automatically put into your account. How do you get it? Is it just come in the mail? How do you apply for it?
Yeah, so if you're on OSAP already, you can just wait until it comes in the mail. If you're not on OSAP and you want to get the grant, you can go to ontariotuitiongrant.ca. You fill out the form. There's some information that you need to get from your parents. And then I would say 6 weeks, so probably by March, we'll start seeing these checks in the mail.
Nice.
That's awesome. Where, if you don't mind commenting, where is the money coming from? I mean, it's $1,600 for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It has to come from somewhere.
So the government is investing into this program $424 million. In order
$400 million?
$400 million.
Wow.
To benefit all the students, yeah. So it's a big investment. It's one of the biggest investments of the entire budget. And but I think it says a lot about what the government cares about students and that really we are the future. But the money is being cut from a few programs. So the textbooks and technology grant, which you qualified for if you were on OSAP, $150, that's been cut to help fund this program, which is reasonable. I think a lot of students couldn't really do much with $150 at the bookstore. But the other thing is the Queen Elizabeth II Soaring for the Top Scholarship, and that was a merit-based scholarship that benefited 8,000 students in Ontario. So they've cut that, but if students currently are receiving the funding, they're going to receive it until the end of their studies. And then there was a government matching program as well that they cut. So there were 3 programs that they cut, and then they found the money throughout other departments by cutting. They said they found money and they put it towards the students.
Now, obviously, the most amount you get of this is the $1,600 coming in the new year. Do you think it's really going to make a difference in tuition costs? Because in the larger scheme of things, you're paying maybe $20,000 a year or so. How is it going to affect students money-wise?
I think $1,600 could be like 3 or 4 months of rent. It could be a few stops at the grocery store. I think it could be a few extra books at the bookstore. So I think no matter what, it's money going back into students' pockets. We pay the highest tuition bills of any other province in Canada. And so, again, this is a step forward. With every step, there's another step. So whatever happens in September and what happens next year, continuing to invest in post-secondary education is important. And so, but I do think this will make a big difference no matter how big your tuition is.
And $1,600, if you're staying at home, you're only paying 7 or 8.
Exactly.
So it's not as much. More importantly, when are you running for Parliament? You seem very well-spoken. You seem like a representative.
Well, the year that you run for Prime Minister, I'll step up and I'll run to be your Deputy Prime Minister.
So
how do you sound about that?
I'll see you next week then.
Okay, wonderful.
There you go.
Great.
It happened here on Big Purple Couch.
Wonderful.
Well, thanks so much, Pat, for coming on the couch once again. And guys, be sure to check it out because, as you're saying, it can really help you out with rent, groceries. Those are all great things to have.
Absolutely.
So be sure to check it out.
ontariotuitiongrant.ca.
Thank you so much, and thanks for being here on Big Purple Couch.